I don't know why it is, of course, but I do know that God is very subtle. I don't see why God should have to be subtle. Well, yes, I think I do. I don't think God could possibly fashion of each one of us what is to be fashioned without our having a big part in it and really taking that part very seriously. God knows, well, it's called free will, isn't it? Without free will, we couldn't become what God made us to become. It can be pretty disastrous sometimes with me, I know that. It's not, but it's true. We have to be, well, no, we don't have to have it our way as with Burger King or something. But we have to have the choice of having it our way or not. Here we are, free will. So God is subtly appears in such a way that we have to decide whether he did appear or not. And so it is with Thomas. He had a lot of courage. Some people call him Doubting Thomas or something. I think that's sort of nonsense, really. He had a lot of courage to be honest about his own skepticism, his own fear that there isn't anything really. And then he was honest about, oh my God. Oh my God. So with us. And I do feel as though at this time of the year, we can remember that we too are in the upper room. In church here, in love with the people we love, even in our own hearts where God dwells. So, always has been subtle, I heard a good sermon. Oh, thank God I get to hear good sermons instead of preach them, I tell you. I heard a very good sermon on Palm Sunday by a priest that is a young priest. She talked about, yes, it was Palm Sunday, and there she was saying to us, did you notice about this parade that God comes on a donkey from the west while Pilate comes on a stallion from the east? I thought that was the whole sermon. Was it not necessary to say anything more? The fact is there are a lot of people on stallions these days. And they think they're very important. And God rides a donkey. Amazing, isn't it? So there is God coming into our lives quietly, subtly, as the Holy Spirit now. Oh, by the way, I was delighted about those comments about the book of Acts. So glad you do this. Well, yes, it's still going on. The Holy Spirit. She is lovely. Oh, I don't doubt it. I think the Holy Spirit's a woman. Women are wonderful in the way they do things, and they understand donkeys. They really do. They just quietly knock on the door with grace, much grace. And we sort of say, well, I think she was here today. I know she was here today. Why else would I have met so-and-so? Why else would I feel better now? You ever waited for God someday when you feel crummy? And then, yes, the light shines and you say, why did I feel so bad? Oh, must be this, that's God again. So there you are. And God rides that donkey in the midst of all the miserable things that happen to each one of us, and then the things that don't happen to each one of us that we're so grateful that don't happen. And I remember William Marshall. Yes, I do. I worked at a Roman Catholic agency for a while, and they was a LaSalle agency, and the LaSalle brothers were pretty wonderful people. And William was my tennis buddy. And so we'd go and he would sometimes miss a shot and say, you pineapple. Silly things like that. You dog biscuit. But he was a lovely man who would also like to share his story. So we'll continue to share his story. He was in Okinawa. And it started, the bombs were everywhere. It was terrifying. And all of a sudden it came over him. I'm all right. It's going to be all right. Holy Spirit. Amazing, isn't it? God can be God, and God can see so powerful, even though everything else seems like that thing that is so powerful. William Marshall. Corrie ten Boom. The Holocaust. Did anyone ever read The Hiding Place? Oh, good. It's a wonderful book, and I'll probably summarize it badly, and you tell me if I do. But it's the story of this woman who was a Dutch woman, and they hid Jewish people. And they got caught. And they ended up in an extermination camp. But Corrie seems to have seen something happening that other people might not have seen. For instance, the fleas. Do you like fleas? Anybody? Well, she did. You remember the fleas? Oh, they needed to pray. They needed to share God's story, the Bible. They needed to do those things. They weren't going to be allowed to do that, except for one thing. There were so many fleas in that place that the guards stayed away. And they were able to have their time of prayer and their Bible study, and it really made a big difference. And yes, her sister died in that concentration camp, and she was given an opportunity just to peek in a window and see the body. Talk about a new creation. The body was glowing and beautiful and young, and as if it had not died at all. Well, of course, she saw these things like that, and she came up with the idea that she spread around the world, because she got, why did she go in the world? Well, oh, very simple. They made a clerical error, and she got out of the camp. And she traveled the world with the phrase to people, there is no pit so deep that God isn't deeper. William Marshall, Corrie ten Boom, God is God. And there is a new creation, and there is the wonder of God's presence. And when we need it, God's there. And the Holy Spirit does beautiful things. So I'm very grateful that with little faith I live, and it's good enough. And I know that you feel that way too. And that's why you're here. And that's why we share. And so I'm so glad. And I like to end with two things. One is a prayer, and the other is a little song that was written by Marjorie Gifford, who, by the way, I'm one of Marjorie Gifford's little boys. I had her in school when I was young. And when I was 50, I was still one of her little boys, and I sang for her into a tape recorder. And she created songs for children, so I'll sing you a song, one of the songs for children. Dear God, let something good come out of all of this that's going on in the world today. Some of it very frightening. And we live by your promise that it will. It'll be called the new creation. And we believe that you are alive. We believe that you are risen. And we know that we love you. Let us all struggle with our doubts and our lives, knowing that Thomas did too. And then let us rejoice with Pope Francis.